we're going to pivot to our man, DJ BSec. Let me go ahead and do this transition as cool and as smooth as possible. Doink, 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 and doink. What's up, DJ BSec?
I wanted to sit here and scream pivot. Pivot!
Pivot! Pivot! Exactly. So thanks. We got 30 minutes of Jaw Jackin, maybe more, because it's only 8:53 here on the Eastern Seaboard. Yeah, DJ BSec, what can we expect from you in the next 30 minutes, bud?
I've actually got a couple of stories. I've got one from about Team City that is an instance that's unpatched, so we'll go through that. I've got some stuff on issuance for Fidelity. Fidelity got popped. That wasn't in the news. There's a Chinese linked cyber spy story that didn't get put out there.
Oh, so that sounds intriguing. I like it.
We've also got one from .NET that it looks like it's been patched, but it's being hit in the wild. So we'll go through that and answer questions. So we'll see if we get through those or we just answer questions.
All right, that sounds good. Everybody, let's check the poll really quickly. Looks like 45% of people out of 216 votes will be taking the John Strand Black Hills Information Security Training. That's awesome. If you do go, as usual, let them know Simply Cyber. Do a roll call for Simply Cyber. It's always nice kind of doing a raid inside of the class Discord there. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thanks so much, BSec. Thank you so much for carrying the baton here, and we'll see you tomorrow.
No problem. Have fun at school. All right, let's jump into Jaw Jackin. All right, everybody. You know what time it is. It's time to Jaw Jack. Hopefully everybody can hear the music. If it's too loud, let me know. For those that are new here, this is the time of the show that we answer any questions that are dropped in, and we also go through any extra stories that are pop up. So quick small little intro about me. I've been in the industry for over 25 years in IT and in security. Over the last 5 years has been really security based. So that's a small run up of what I do. So go ahead, fire up those questions. I've got some stories. Anybody that's got good questions, throw them in there, put a queue on there, and the mods will grab them, and we'll jump over. Let's go ahead and jump over and check out some stories while we wait for these questions to pop in. All right, the first story I've got a couple of them, and we can go ahead and let's, since we don't have Lauren to read our stories to us, let's go ahead and get ChatGPT to throw this in here real quick. This story is about Team City supply chain bugs. It looks as though, there we go, we got the CVEs on here. Many Team City instances are unpatched, allowing massive creation of rogue admins accounts. So that's what I noticed in this one right away, was their admin account. The Team City had gotten popped and admin accounts had been created. So not only did they get in, but they've also created admin accounts for backdoors. We've got the bug. So our CVE 2024, 2798. I guess we can look those up real quick and see where they're at. Leak IX discovered 1,711 unpatched devices with 1,442 unauthorized admin. Holy smokes, that's a lot. The top countries affected: the United States, Germany, Russia, the highest number of unpatched systems. This is crazy. All right, let's grab the CVEs and see what are they at? I mean, if they're being exploited, they should be way up there, right? This looks like it. Oh, this is JetBrains. Again. Where's our number here? I don't see our number in here. Fraser, just ChatGPT. It is just a plugin that goes into Chrome that'll take over the page. It'll look through the page and summarize the page for you. Yeah, this is okay, so this is a JetBrains. It looks like Tenable's got one on it too. Okay, here we go. So this one says CVE 27198. The authentication bypass vulnerability is a critical. It's 9.8, and the path transversal vulnerability that allows for authentication bypass is 7.3. So that's a big one. So if you're using JetBrains, patch it, right? We gotta patch it.
Ah, you gotta patch it.
So what do you prefer? Marcus G, what do you prefer for a home user router, firewall software, pfSense, OpenSense? I think I went through that last week. Marcus G, 100% behind pfSense. Jump into pfSense. Put it on a physical, like old machine. You don't need a lot to run it. It'll get you into. You'll be able to use. I think Snort is on there, so you'll be able to use all the features within pfSense. You can put multiple network cards in there and run multiple VLANs or run multiple internet connections. You can get like a 4G connection or a 5G connection, and then have your home internet. That way you can run backups and stuff, or have a backup line. pfSense is the way to go. pfSense gives you a real feel of how everything is in the real world, depending on what you're using. If you're using something like enterprise, like a Cisco ASA or a Palo Alto, that'll give you more of a real feel using pfSense. Is the music too loud, or is the music just fine? I want to make sure I'm not blaring you out, because it is loud in my ear. I feel like I'm screaming into the microphone, but I don't want y'all to hear it. Let's see, what is the best way to transition to GRC if you are currently work in ETL services for a financial institution as a newbie? Not sure what ETL is. ETL, electronic transfer something. This is a great question for Jerry, and I'll try to answer it. Maybe we can post it, that way Jerry can talk about it today at 4:30. But for me, moving into GRC role is going in and being somebody that, in fact, let me switch over here. Going in, being somebody that goes in and does write reports, do an analysis over what's going on in the company. From a financial standpoint, from where you're coming from, it should be pretty easy to transfer into GRC. We're talking about policies, procedures. You're doing audits and making sure that the companies are following what they've actually implemented. So if they actually implemented a policy, but they're not actually following the policy, that's part of that audit to say, hey, look, you've implemented these 10 things, but out of the 10 things that you said you implemented that you're doing, you're only doing 5 of them. Why? Why have we not started on the other 5? And if these other 5 are in your policy, why do you not have an exception in there for those 5 that you're missing? You need to have an exception for that policy, so when somebody reads through, you're able to point over to the exception of why that has not been implemented, or why it was implemented and why it's being bypassed right now. So you need to make sure different policies and procedures are set up correctly. That's to me, that would be the best way to jump into GRC, because you're going to do policies, right? It's governance, risk, and compliance. So you want to comply, check out the risk by auditing and so forth. Oh, what else do we have here? Yep. Trying to grab everything from the mods. Do you guys practice with AD, or do you pay for a license? What about AWS? So Angular, you can, let me pull this up. You can use, I'm gonna grab, let's end up here. You can practice with AD for free. You can get a developer's account. Let's see. you can get a Oh. It'll take me a second to get this pulled up. I need to actually have this. I know y'all aren't seeing what I'm doing. I got to get this grabbed and moved in. There we go. Developer's account. And let me log in. Actually, don't want to be doxing myself over here. No, I don't want that account. I got to sign out all my accounts. But I want to show you guys this because this is actually something everybody, if you're just getting into the industry, this is an amazing way, especially to jump into Azure and Active Directory, is to get a developer's account. Oh, this is gonna fight me. You know what? I'll set this up, but I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull this up so you can at least see where I'm talking about, and I'll put the link in chat. Yeah, bear with me. Y'all keep throwing questions in. I'll answer these questions as I'm trying to get. So, do you think A+ Net Plus? This is from Sean Porter. Do you think A+ Net Plus is enough for a sysadmin role? In my opinion, it's not enough for a sysadmin role. It is enough to get you like a junior sysadmin to start. Nobody's gonna walk in and be a sysadmin if you've never done it before. Sysadmin is it's a big job. So sysadmin itself is going to be running servers. Basically a sysadmin, depending on what company you're in, is going to be more of your top tier, higher help desk, like a tier 2, tier 3 help desk person that's doing everything under the sun for the company when it comes to IT. All right, let me switch back over here. All right, so this is the developer admin center, or developer admin. You got admins on my brain. This is the Microsoft Development Center. You can come into this. I'll put this into chat. And you can sign up for a free account, and you can run your own Active Directory. So you can set up MFA. It'll build out 16 or 20 users automatically like that instantly. And with those users, you can go and set up and create conditional policies. You can test stuff. So if you actually are an admin and you have an environment that you're running in, it's great to have this environment off to the side. You can go create conditional access policies and test them out over in that to make sure you don't blow up your production environment. It's free. It gives you 90 days. I believe. Let me make sure. I know Hammond did something on this. I know John did. Let's see, John. See if we can find it. There we go. Cloud security, Microsoft developed tenants. Let's see. I think this is it. I've got everything under the sun running on my machine right now. It's running slow. But yeah, this is using the developer environment is amazing. Let me see. I want to find the right one here. I will find. I'll make sure I find the right one from Hammond and put it in Discord for sure. So if you guys are not in Discord, jump into Discord. I will drop that into Discord. But it does last for 90 days, and I believe you can just continuously renew it. Yeah, there you go. So Live Beat Lab, Andy McPherson, it automatically renews. You can, as long as you are active within your tenant, within your free development tenant, it should stay on. If you're not active, then it will shut itself down, I believe. Let's see. I'm a new Mac user. So this is from, I have no idea how to say this name. Sayukiti? Question is, I'm a new Mac user. What are some of the best ways and tools to make my personal MacBook secure? Unplug it from the internet. Haha, that's a joke. So I would, for Mac users, I mean, it's just going to be like a Windows user. You're going to make sure that you are not going to crazy sites. Number one, not downloading stupid stuff and installing bad programs. Know what you're doing, and look for antivirus. Put antivirus on there. Everybody believes that, you know, Mac is the end all be all, and it can't get popped, but it can. And yeah, you need to have get an EDR, put some type of antivirus on there so you have it. That's about it. Lazaro, hope all is well. When I started my new role at the start of the year, I took a break from my studies. Now having a hard time getting back into it. Any advice? So Lazaro, we all do this. This is a great question, and everybody in the industry does this. What you're talking about is burnout. You're having a hard time getting back into it, and the reason you're having a hard time getting back into it is because it's not exciting for you right now. So what I would say is figure out what's exciting for you right now. What are you working? What is something that you're doing day to day that might be exciting for you in your job? And use that and pivot off of that, and find something to go work on. Maybe build a lab, or create a write-up or something that will get the juices flowing again for you wanting to do it. I go through this all the time. So almost at the end of every year, I get excited because we've got the advent of cyber comes out, and I want to jump on and do all that. And then by the time I get done with that and everything that's going on with work, I'm burnt out and I don't want to do anything. But something will kick off at work, and I'll be like, oh, I really want to learn. I want to figure out how I can make this better. Like, I love automation. So I don't want to sit here and click all day and do different things. And as a system administrator, a network administrator, or somebody in security, taking the mind-numbing artifacts out of it and creating something that will allow you to click a button and get stuff done, even if it takes 8 hours to write a script, that script is going to give you more time over the year than it would for you constantly clicking. But a minute ago, we were talking about, let me switch over. We were talking about Azure AD and the developers. That is a great place in that development area to learn PowerShell for an Azure admin, and learn that it might take you 10 or 15 clicks to do something for a user, but you can write a one-line script that will loop through for all of your users and instantly get something done. So find something that's going to pique your interest, that's going to make you want to jump back into it. And once you do that, then it's going to kick off and do something else for you. That's kind of where I would go with that. What you're talking about is burnout, and everybody in the industry runs into it. So find something that you want to do, not something that you need to do, but find something that you want to do, and do that, and do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for yourself because you want to learn and you want to do something. Oh, Mikhail Eric, CEH exam in 6 hours. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. Hopefully we pay. Jazzy J, can you talk about change healthcare? Man, we've had a lot going on with change healthcare lately. Change healthcare, although it's my understanding that Change Healthcare did not actually have an incident. That is a third party of Change Healthcare that has the incident. That being said, it's a lot, or maybe it's a subsidy of Change Healthcare had the incident, but within Change Healthcare, they overreach everywhere, right? For instance, I mean, we even got messages in our office about Change Healthcare because it reaches everybody. I have nothing to do with Change Healthcare. As far as I know, my company that I work for has nothing to do with Change Healthcare, but you're getting messages about what's going on in Change Healthcare because it was so massive. It's such a massive breach, third party. In fact, let's try and pull it up. If I remember correctly, it's not directly at Change Healthcare. But here we go. We have an HSS statement. Let's summarize this real quick. See if we can get. And this was of March 5th, so this was 2 days ago. Frazier, have a good day. See you later. Why did they pay them $22 million? Why did Change Healthcare pay? Did they pay? Does anybody know? Did they actually pay? I don't remember them. I know that they were asking for money. I don't know if they paid. So this is from HSS. So cyber incident, Change Healthcare, the United experienced a cybersecurity breach, coordinated effects. HSS is coordinating with, so Change Healthcare is actually part of United Health Group. That's what it is. So United wasn't the one. State partners regular updates. HSS maintains regular contact with them. Hospitals and providers have raised concerns. I know because of this, I believe it was CISA put something out about this, and not just about Change Healthcare or United Health Group, but they actually put something out saying all health and human services need to start paying more attention and be more vigilant, because it seems as though the health industry is really getting popped right now. Let's see, did they did health there are indications. I don't even have this up on. Okay, so there are indications that the health giant has paid $22 million in extortion. The company struggled to bring us. Oh, this is from Krebs. So third week of February. So apparently they did pay them $22 million. The affiliate took the $22 million. Okay, I'm all over on this one. So the affiliate did take the $22 million. I think this was the whole reason that Black Hat LV said they were going to shut their doors, because they got their big payday. So Change Healthcare neither confirmed nor denied paying, so therefore they probably did that confirms that they did it. To me, in my opinion, it confirms that they did it. I responded with multiple media outlets with similar non-denial statements. So it says, on the bright side, the Nazi complaint seems to have been the final nail in the coffin for Black Hat Ransom Group, which was an affiliate, which was infiltrated by. See, in this statement right here, I don't believe that one. Not from everything I've seen. It seems as though Alfie or Black Hat turned their stuff off, or they're saying they turned it off. I did see something yesterday where their main page was does show that it's been taken over by the FBI. But all right, we got a whole bunch in here. What do we got? Questions. SSD. There's a lot of network monitoring and security tools. Which ones have you used? I've used a lot. So when it comes to network monitoring, for the most part, it's mainly a lot of logs for network monitoring, because you're gonna pull stuff up for network monitoring. For security tools, I've used the Microsoft Suite. That's a good one for the SIM right now. You've got Tenable. There's so many out there. When it comes to the network monitoring, it really depends on what you're trying to do, right? So you can pull up Wireshark and you can monitor what's going on. You can mirror report, follow what's going on. It depends on what you're trying to do. So let me give you, for instance, I had a network that I was on one time, and all of a sudden the network went down. Had no clue what was going on. It was in the middle of the day. Just, of course, and this was back 10, 12 years ago. So nobody's thinking cybersecurity. Nobody's thinking that somebody's in the network and going crazy. But at this point, we're trying to figure out, why is it that nobody can access anything? So we pull up Wireshark, we mirror report, span port, and we capture data for about 20 minutes. Now, of course, at this whole time, you've got executives and everybody screaming and yelling at you, hey, the network's down. What are we doing? They need to understand at that point, it takes a lot of time to start chugging through network files and PCAPs and stuff to actually find out what's going on when you're looking at that at this level. What ended up happening was how this happened, I have no clue. And we're talking 12 years ago. Somebody's iPhone took over as the router of the network for whatever reason. As soon as we removed that, then all of a sudden everything worked. So learning how to actually look through PCAPs, pulling PCAPs, and understanding logs for networking, that's essential for stupid issues like this. Like, this made no sense. Don't know how in the world an IoT device would have become the quote unquote router on the whole network. Not sure. All right, I'm going to take a second, grab a drink. I'm going to run Jerry's Cyber 101 course, and then I'll come back and we'll talk some more.
Are you looking to pivot your career into something more secure and exciting? Hi, I'm Dr. Gerald Dozier, and I'm here to guide you into the world of cybersecurity. Now, whether you're 25 or 45, switching careers can be intimidating and challenging, especially into cybersecurity, which has an overwhelming amount of roles and disciplines. Now, based on my 20 years of industry experience and years of teaching at the Citadel Military College, I've designed and built Cybersecurity 101 to be your one-stop launchpad to new beginnings. Cybersecurity 101 offers over 22 hours of video content, 100 plus lessons, 12 hands-on labs, all starting from the basics. So whether you have IT experience or not, I've got you covered. This course was designed as a comprehensive college-level curriculum and should take about 3 months to complete at 4 hours a week. Try it out and see for yourself. I've made some of the lectures and labs available to access without paying anything, so you can see what's going on. Take the first step towards your new career. Visit simplycyber.io/cyber101 to learn more and enroll in Cybersecurity 101. Your future in cybersecurity starts today.
All right, I'm back, and I've got a question. Number one, I've got Elijah Bush, who is a first-timer, so...
Welcome to the party, pal!
Let's welcome you in. I've got a question from Carrie, and Carrie asks that he has a person that is offering a contract to hire in his area, and he'd love for it to be real, but he wants to know how he can find out if it is real. That he's been looking for this right now. So, Carrie, get a phone number and call them. If they're in your area, number one, if they're in your area, the contract's in your area, find out who the company is, find out where they're located. If they're actually located in your area and they call and you go to call them, and it says that their headquarters are in your area, but they give you a number that is not in your area or in the vicinity, then that may be a sign that that's not legit. Number one, but call them. Do not do everything over email or over Zoom or call them and find out and get the scoop, get the full scoop of what's actually going on. That's where to start from to find out if it's real, and look everything up. Like I said, do your own OSINT on the company and make sure the company is real. That's about all the advice I can give you to make sure that that the job that is being sent to you is an actual real job. Oh, we got live beats. Any thoughts on an EDR for a small business? I use Sophis, but I'm interested in what your thoughts are. When you say small business, depends on how small. We're talking like 20 people. Sophis is okay. Let's do this. Just depends. So live beats, it just depends on what the budget is. If they have a decent budget, you could get something like CrowdStrike. You could get something like Bitdefender. You could possibly use the depending on what operating system you're using. They could go into Azure AD and maybe use I think it's a E1 or an E3 license. It just depends on what the budget is for it. It's going to kind of really depend on what it is that they want, or what they'll be able to get. Let's see. We got 8. Any other new questions? No new questions. I think I hit all the questions. So what I did want to do is I do want to. Got another one from J-Man 19920. Any ways to help with job search? Got a few callback, but nothing past that. He says, I have every certification in the world. It's basically what he's got on here. Eric Taylor, yes. Eric is going to say the only acceptable answer is CrowdStrike. Like I said, it would depend on depends on what you got going on money-wise in your pocket. But as Eric says, CrowdStrike would be a very good one for you to have. J-Man says he's got ITF Plus, Sec Plus, ISC Square, or he's got CC, he's got Google CyberCert, Azure Fundamentals, and working on my Microsoft Cybersecurity Certificate. J-Man, I need to know what you're trying to do. You're all over the place in here, number one. So you've got a Sec Plus, you've got CC, you've got, it looks like all of your certificates are based around cybersecurity, but then you have Azure Fundamentals. So you're trying to be a security person that's running Azure. I can tell you right now, if you're just looking to get into the industry, not necessarily trying to jump into cybersecurity, with your Azure Fundamentals certificate, that would be a great way to get a sysadmin type of job, junior sysadmin or cloud admin type, to run infrastructure in Azure. So that would be great. It sounds like one thing would actually be really good is to jump over into Jesse Slay Security Plus YouTube channel tonight. He's going to be going through a lot of stuff, and they'll talk about different jobs you can get in the industry. But when you're looking for a job, you gotta decide: are you going for one specific job, or are you going for, like, I'm not going to get into the industry unless I have this job, or is it I want to get into the industry, so I don't care what job I get. I just want to make sure that I'm part of it, and then I will pivot or move around. So I did have one other. Let me pull this up. I did have one other story I wanted to read and make sure everybody has and understands before we get out. Now, this doesn't necessarily pertain to the United States. It seems like this story is more around what's going on in China and Tibet. And I'll pull up ChatGPT and we'll grab everything on here. But it looks like there was a Chinese linked threat group that's specifically Evasive Panda. So their hacking team, they target the visitors to a Buddhist festival website and the users of a Tibetan language translation application. So if you have this translation application on your phone or on your device and you're at this festival is where you're being attacked at. Looks like the campaign started last September and affected multiple countries, including India, Taiwan, Australia. Looks like some in the United States and Hong Kong. The attackers' websites related to the Tibetan Buddhist and Tibetan language translations utilizing droppers and backdoors of MGBot. I'm not sure what MGBot is, and Nightdoor to affect users. The global impacts. The cyber operations campaign targeted systems across a broad geographical area, indicating a high level of coordinates and resistance. So this was a waterhole attack. So I don't know if everybody understands or knows what a waterhole attack is. That's kind of think about your National Geographic's shows, right, where everybody out on the plains is looking for water, but there's only one watering hole, so everybody comes to that place to do something. So that's what a watering hole effect is. It comes in. Eric Taylor's busting my chops about ChatGPT summarizing everything. So they come in. It comes into. Everybody would come into that watering hole to get water. So that's what this is. They have set up a spot or set up a site where everybody is coming to possibly grab this application, and then that application has something in it that throws backdoors in and takes over the device. Pop back out. Let's see what else we got. Anybody else? Any other big questions? Let's see. Say hello. We are at 8:31 right now. It looks like. Looks like we've hit everything. Looks like I've grabbed every single question that's popped in so far. Anybody else have anything before we wrap up Jaw Jackin for, what is it, Thursday, March 7th, 2024? We're in here Jaw Jackin and taking over. We've taken over the daily cyber brief from Jerry while he drives in and goes and teaches at the Citadel. If we don't have anything else popping in, then we'll go ahead and call it a day. I want to thank everybody for throwing in questions. I had a great time hanging out with everybody. That's going to be it for me for Jaw Jackin. But don't forget today. Oh, it looks like Carrie just grabbed one. Let me get this. When they ask for experience in legacy phones and VoIP, how do I get that? Carrie, let's talk. Let's talk. Send me a message in Discord, and I will answer that for you. That's not something you're just gonna randomly grab out of the air. Having access to a PBX or to a voice over IP system or an IP system that uses PBX, that's That's a lot there. But I want to remind everybody that today, 4:30, we've got Jerry in his office hours. I think he said he'll do AMA or whatever it is that he's going to do. It's going to be just him, no special guest. So he's going to be there taking questions, doing labs or whatever comes to mind. And then don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you have Jesse and Slay Security, and they're going to be going through all of Domain 2 in Sec Plus. And I believe he said he's going to have a massive questionnaire or questions, like 55 or 50 plus questions that they're going to go through just over Domain 2 to make sure you're ready for your Sec Plus. All right, so with all that being said, I am DJ BSEC, otherwise known as Ben. That's it for Jaw Jacking for March 7th, 2024. And we will see you tomorrow morning for the next daily brief with Jerry. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I hope you enjoyed the Jaw Jacking. Be sure to check out the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Briefing happening every single weekday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., where you can get the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, network with other professionals, and then stay for the Jaw Jacking just like you saw. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. See you in the next one.